You know, you recorded yourself and put it on YouTube saying you wanted to photobomb my house, suggesting you photobomb my house.
Photobomb?
Firebomb my house?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Other people here?
Well, that's not me. It's not my style.
Oh, yeah. It's you. You're feeling me trying to get rid of my fingers so it looks like Photoshop and all that stuff. Okay, we'll call the meeting to order. Stand for Pledge of Allegiance. Next item is to review and approve February 19th, 2024 regular board meeting minutes and review and approve March 11th, 2024 special board meeting minutes.
I'll make the motion to approve the February 19th, 2024 meeting.
I'll second. Any discussion?
I would like to see a correction on the minutes. In the third one, the paragraph where you talk about the chair's report, and you said that in March, Carol G., Carol S., and John B. attended the Wisconsin Towns Association District meeting. That's inaccurate. I attended the meeting in February.
Okay, we should amend the motion, John,
Then the motion
with the correction.
with the correction.
I'll second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We'll move on to the March 11th special board meeting minutes.
I'll make that motion to approve the March 11th, 2024 minutes.
I second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, we'll move into the chair's report. The internet is now live in the building. It was installed last week. Building 2 boiler update. They have not been able to get anyone interested in coming out. I haven't really put it as a priority because the one unit is working in there and is keeping it warm enough in there. But it is something that's going to be addressed at the future point in time to get some bids on putting a new unit in there. Westfield Fire Department reports. I attended the village meeting in February and in March. There has been no activity in the town. You can download the Westfield Fire Department report from the village's website. I think one of the main things that's very interesting is that the Westfield Fire Department is in the process of upgrading the ISO rating. There was a field visit set up for end of February, which occurred, and then that was completed on the 29th, and we're waiting for the results, approximately 4 months. Currently, the Westfield Fire Department has an ISO rating of 9. We're looking to see if that jumps up a couple. As a town here, we've never had an ISO rating. But if you live within a 5-mile radius of the Westfield Fire Department in town, you should notify your insurance agent because you are eligible for a discount if you're within that 5-mile radius based upon the ISO rating. Like I said, they say it's going to take about 4 months, so we'll see what happens.
So what does the ISO rating do for them?
It's based upon living within a district, a certain number of miles, in this case a 5-mile radius, and kind of locks in the fact that fire services can get to you within a couple of minutes. And so the ISO rating is based upon your facility, they check the number of firefighters you have, pretty much a basic inspection. I've never been through an inspection for it, so I couldn't go into that any deeper. But it's a good thing. 9 is the lowest ISO rating you could have. We're looking to move up a couple spots, so it's a good thing. Marquette County Comprehensive Outdoor Recreation Plan. Pat Kilby, who is the county conservationist, reached out to me. Marquette County is beginning to work on updating their comprehensive outdoor recreation plan. And they were kind of looking for park recreational facilities, information on the lake, and this is a report that once they have this plan completed, they're able to apply for different DNR grant funds. So I pretty much filled it out, provided the Lawrence Lake boat landing information, indicated that they asked if you had restrooms, parking area. I indicated that we maintain piers and parking areas for less than 5 vehicles at each boat landing. Potential facility improvements, one of the only things I was certainly aware about for the lake, and we had discussed it last year, they'd like to see both parking areas resurfaced. Last year they repaired the cement docking slabs. Just pointed out a couple of those things. They asked what our goals were. Certainly keeping the parking areas clean and clear of shoreline vegetation on a yearly basis. We'll continue maintenance on the cement boat launches. And they asked if we really had any problems or deficiencies with the boat landings, and none really. Parking areas are in pretty good shape, and the Sportsman's Club handles mowing and garbage cleanup at both boat launches. So basic information, nothing really for us to do with it. It's just something that the Marquette County Land and Water Conservation Department requested.
Is this plan posted on the website anywhere?
This is Marquette County's comprehensive plan, so you'd have to go to Marquette County.
So you don't know if it's posted anywhere?
I would assume the current plan this is renewing in 2026, so they're starting ahead of time. It's every 10 years. Okay, recycling update. I attended the county recycling meeting this week. It was held at the Harris Town Hall. In 2022, we received a reimbursement from the county of $2,727.58. For 2023, the reimbursement from the county increased to another $1,047.08. So I believe we received a check this month in the amount of $3,774.66. We are meeting again in September because the contract is up. And Jeremy Albright, who handles our recycling, indicated that he's very happy with how things are going. We're not really looking to make some changes, but he is going to send out a couple bids to different companies that take some of the recycling, just to see if we can do a comparison with the services we're already getting. There was discussion on televisions. There was discussion on the amount of tires that are sitting there. Just some back and forth questions, and then like I said, we're adjourning. They're scheduling a meeting for September. And that is the end of my report.
Can I ask a follow-up question?
Sure.
Last week we had a special meeting to talk about the audit report for the fire department. And normally when you do an audit, the person or the subject of the audit usually has a chance to comment or we get to ask questions. Because the fire department is not involved in the audit at all, when do we have a chance to talk to the fire department to find out what their side of the story is versus what you said the side of the story was?
I don't have it as an agenda item. I'll consider it for the future. Basically, the information you provided was factual. I'm not really going to talk about it anymore at this point. The audit is on the website if you'd like to take a look at it.
So you're saying that the fire department has no say in what was done?
Not at this point. It's currently in the hands of the authorities for review. They may have additional questions. I truly don't know. It's out of my hands, off my desk. I don't have the documents that they're going to be reviewing. And as I said, it's not on the agenda, so let's move along. Clerk's report.
I think most of mine is gonna fall under 11. I did schedule training in Madison at the UW. It's on the voucher. I paid $20 for a class to go in April, and it's for the Form C.
Schedule C,
Yep, Schedule C.
which is always fun.
And then the rest I'll have on 11.
Okay. Treasurer's
I
report.
have a question. Recently, the voting by absentee ballot, a lot of information is posted on the website, and we're now doing, this is something new from the town, that we're doing absentee ballot in person. Who decided to do that?
We'll discuss that under the election update, okay?
Sure.
Where's
And
the,
I'll go keep.
where's
that
the,
on.
hang on.
It's
11.
number 11
Number
on the new
11, okay.
business, okay? Treasurer's report?
Okay. Any balance in January was $215,187.92.
February, you mean? Pardon? February? The ending balance in February?
What'd she say?
She said January. I
February.
just wanted to catch that.
Sorry.
Where am I find 215? Is it on the bank statement? Or where am I reading that? Oh, you're talking about the revenues.
Income?
Okay. I just didn't know what form you were reading from.
That was the income. The expenses, the total balance for February is $48,428.32. Bank statement reconciled was $472,343.06. Contingency balance is 116,719.79.
You know what I noticed here is that under expenses for other room tax, we budgeted $1,800 and I see we're already well over that at $3,028.30. Could you just explain why that is?
Because it didn't get paid last year in December, or whenever it was supposed to be paid in '23. So now we need to pay it in April.
So this is primarily 2023 rooming tax
Yes.
that never got paid?
Correct.
Okay. All right.
Is there any way to get this report sent to us prior to the meeting?
I don't know, I'm just learning this, so it took me the past 2.5 weeks.
Well, there's a lot of information on this form that there's no way I can read it now and expect to understand what's going on because there's too much information here. I can't compare it to last month's. I can't do an analysis to see is this reasonable or not. So it would be helpful to have this the week ahead of time.
Well, I
And that's what
understand
Debbie
but
did.
Let's see what this new program brings.
So this is not based on the new program yet?
No. It's all by hand. And my notes and the reconciliation papers forms.
When do we expect the new program to be up and operating?
I keep asking that and I don't get a straight answer either, so, but they're working on it. We just haven't had the training.
Or the time.
Yeah, at the time.
Well, I think as, you know, you get better with this if you can get it out to us Thursday or Friday before that gives the weekend for people to look it over.
Okay.
And I did get the February bank statement, so thank you. I'm still missing the November page 2, and I don't have January yet, so is that on your list to give to me?
Maybe you could email her and let her know which ones you're missing. I'll entertain a motion to accept the treasurer's report.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, review and authorize monthly vouchers. Brenda, you wanna take over here?
Monthly vouchers total is $43,563.75. Is there any questions?
I see you picked up that $14.95.
I did put
That
the,
we were off.
all the EFTs that were not on the previous vouchers for the year on this one.
Perfect.
At last week's meeting, Sharon criticized me for not reviewing vouchers or invoices before the voucher or the financial report was approved. So I have not seen any of this. You did give me a copy of the lawyer invoice. I have not seen any of these vouchers or these invoices, whatever you want to call it. When do I get to see them before you ask me to approve this document?
I think the same procedure's been in place for quite some time, Carol. She brings the bills with her, and anyone that you particularly want to view, any one of us can view when we're at our monthly meeting.
I'd like to review all
And
of
of
them.
course, you're getting the attorney statement already. You get the highway department statement already. It's on you to make arrangements to review them, but they are here.
Well, I didn't have this as an opportunity beforehand, so tell me, when do I get to see them? I would like to see them now then if I can't see them ahead of time.
You can make arrangements to look at them here at the meeting. I usually look at them, John looks at them before we sign off on checks and the voucher report.
So when did you review them all already?
No, I said we will, if I see something that I want to review. At this point in time, they're minimal, they're standard, and I don't see a single thing jumping out at us that raises a red flag for me.
Well,
Caroline, I understand what you're trying to do.
I'm
The
trying to follow
procedure
your
is,
rules.
no, you're not, you're trying to be sarcastic, but the fact is that the procedure is that the clerk brings in the voucher report with the checks that she's prepared or expenses that have already occurred. She brings the bills in with her.
I
And-
gave you a description of what I am paying for. I mean, I don't pay anything without a receipt. or an
She's not
invoice.
required to give you a copy of every receipt. That's not a policy that this board has adopted.
But you told me that last week I should do that for the
I'm
fire
not
department.
discussing anything to do with the fire department. I asked you a simple question. We're not discussing anything to do with the audit, Carol.
All right, next month I would like to see the stack of vouchers prior to the meeting. So what time would be a reasonable time to come in and do that?
$5:30. However long you think it's gonna be to go through them.
As was mentioned before, 95% of this stuff is basic.
Right, and have you reviewed any of the vouchers or not?
No, but I trust the clerk. You obviously don't.
I was told that that's not a proper way to operate. So I'm just trying to understand.
Yeah, yeah.
I do want to mention that this attorney bill, when I reviewed it, it is $2,766. But approximately $2,506 is 100% attributable to the opens records requests. The final one, that took much more for us to go through, review, identify the proper documents. So $260 is what the attorney bill would have been if we weren't finalizing this final open records request. We haven't received payment from Mr. Culp. Okay. So I'm just mentioning that. And I think at last month's meeting, you made a comment, Carol, about we're all getting, we're getting this highway department bill, and why aren't we all getting this attorney bill and this and everything in advance? I believe, I could be incorrect, but I believe that Brenda reached out to each one of us and asked us if we wanted a copy
I
emailed
asked
to us.
every township.
No,
So this was a choice.
what was the choice?
No, to have it mailed to every board member via email, rather than just bringing it in with a report.
Right, and I find that to be very helpful because I can review the document on my time because it's a 7-page document. You can't expect us to understand everything that's going on in just a few minutes when you're under pressure.
Do we have a motion to authorize the vouchers in the amount of $43,563.75?
Move.
I'll second the motion. We've already had discussion. All those in favor?
Right.
Aye. Opposed?
Abstain.
You can't abstain that you talked about it.
All right, would you please read Robert's rules? And I can abstain?
Oh, you can abstain, but you don't get to participate in this
That
discussion.
doesn't say that at all.
It certainly does.
To abstain means not to vote at all. Doesn't say anything at all
Carol,
about
I'll
discussion.
forward you what abstain means. It means you don't get to discuss the matter if you're abstaining. It's pretty basic.
Robert's rules, should I read it to you again?
You abstain, you're fine, no further discussion. Old business, update on possible sale of Westfield Town landfill site. I've been in communication with the two gentlemen who are interested in purchasing the property. I received a copy from the Register of Deeds. I went and obtained the warranty deed from the original sale. And we've got a letter report coming from the Marquette County, it's Marquette County Title, Inc. out of Montello. They were gonna try to get it to me today, otherwise they said early this week. So at this point in time, I'm gathering the documents pursuant to last month's meeting. I have reached out to our town attorney and informed him that I will forward him all of the documents for his review, and he would prepare sales documents and the necessary documents we would need if we were to move forward. So at this point in time, I'm pretty much just giving an update. Until I get that letter report, I can't dig into it any deeper.
Can we get copies of the legal documents that you referred to?
When I have them all together, I'll send you a full set via email. And I was curious, I've had a couple citizens inform me that you were out inspecting the property and talking to some of the neighbors, or maybe one or somebody whose property abutted the property. Did you want to tell us what you found out, or what did you want to share with the board, what you were out there for?
I was not out there, other than to check to see where the landfill property was at. And I looked and I could see that there was a landfill site there, so I knew where it was. I walked, we drove around on the first court to see where it was coming up by the pipeline. I did not go on the property. Did I talk to a neighbor? Yes, I did.
And?
Just trying to get an understanding of, I have a picture, and is that picture accurate?
You have the plat information?
I don't know what you call it.
Okay. I mean, if you're finding information or anything that could be useful for this, it would be wonderful if you would share it with the
Well,
board.
it's just this picture of what it looks like. You can get that off the GIS map.
That's
on
correct.
it. So so I'm looking at it to see, okay, what does the property look like? Are there easement issues? Are there, is there a road there? Because I was told that there wasn't a road there that is on our property.
The entrance for the landfill is right on Ember. And that is actually the number for purposes of identifying the property.
Except that property number that's there refers to the parcel number that belongs to Natsky. It does not say that that belongs to the town of Westfield.
I don't know what documents you're looking at, but the documents are clear that it does at that number. So I will get the letter report. I'll put together what we have. And when I send it to the attorney, I'll make sure you get a copy.
And
As well as John.
Do we have any sales proposal that's been given to us by any potential buyer?
The only thing that was discussed kind of randomly, is 25 to 30,000.
Is that
We're not discussing it at this point. It's valued significantly lower than that. But again, to get
And
into
Who determined
details.
that?
What?
Who determined the value was lower than that?
Our assessor.
Do we have
That's
something
the
in writing?
assessed value. What's the market price?
We're waiting to get the letter report to see if there's any liens or anything tied in that where we could review a little bit closer and come up with a dollar amount to discuss. That's why I said it was just general discussion. Again, we're not discussing it any further. We're providing a report, we're moving on. Update on town-owned public lake access. You may recall that several months ago, it was discussed that there is a property that's owned by the town on Lawrence Lake that provides access to the lake by the public. It is not one of the two boat landings that we have. And the reason it came up was that a real estate agent reached out to me and said, hey, the people in that neighborhood are using that property. They built stairs, they put 2 piers up, they're storing canoes and other items on the property. Myself and Justin Fetzer had gone out as the commissioner of the Lake District. I went out as chair for the town. We went out and viewed the property. And that information provided by the realtor was correct. We worked with the DNR, and the DNR did certify, as we knew, you're only allowed 1 pier per every 55 feet of lake frontage. This particular property is pretty small. I reached out to this neighborhood association that felt that they owned it, and informed them that they would not be able to have multiple piers there, that they couldn't stop anyone from having access at that point. They called me last week and they want to get clarification on keeping the piers there and the stairs. I told them absolutely not, only 1 pier. I advised them that anything was on that property belonged to the town. And so now they're talking, we're gonna pull out the steps, and I explained that it's on town property, they can't pull out the steps. We had a further discussion involving who's liable if somebody were to fall on those steps. And I believe the liability would fall on the town. So I did reach out to our town attorney for advice on whether or not we should just inform them to remove everything. His initial opinion was that it belongs to the town, regardless of the fact that they built it, it's on town property. So there will be some more discussion on that topic. What they really don't want is anybody coming into their neighborhood. And it's gotten out there that this is an access point for people. And they want to be able to park their pontoons or their boats or whatever there and try to keep it private. And that's just not going to happen any longer.
Is this past the Narrows on the left-hand side?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's very nice looking,
I haven't
what
been
they
back there,
did there, but you have an idea.
I haven't been back there, but.
Do you have the address for it so that I could look at it?
Is that on Lake Lawrence?
It's on Lawrence Lake.
Donkey's Estate.
I'll send you the address, Carol. I don't have that whole file with me at this point in time. I was really just hoping to provide an update under old business to everybody so you know we're following up on it. I'll send you the address so you can go and
Okay,
look.
thank you.
I also informed them that they had to remove the canoes and other items that they were storing there, that they needed to go to their personal properties and not leave it on the town property. Okay, new business. Election update. I think we're gonna turn that over to Brenda.
Can I get your question out of you first, please?
This looks like this is a new procedure. We've never done, well, at least since I've been here, we've never done absentee ballot in person. So this looks like it's new. So who decided?
The county clerk told me that I have 2 dates that I would sit here and collect absentee ballots.
So this is a mandate from the clerk, county clerk, or is this a state mandate, or where's it coming from?
I'm just doing what the county clerk told me to do. She said there was dates in between these dates, and I had to pick 2 dates to sit here and take absentee ballots.
I noticed that the village has it posted as well, but with their different dates.
Well, but the village, you're talking about probably more people overall, and I'm just wondering where it's coming from, because now you've got 4 dates listed here, so if we only have to have 2.
I don't have 4 dates, I have 2.
Well, you've got March 20th, March 19th is the first date by appointment. March 20th,
No, they can
Wednesday
call
night.
any date between March 19th and that end date. They can call and make an appointment to drop off their absentee ballot. I will be here on the 20th and on the 22nd.
But the 22nd is by appointment, but you're gonna be here anyway, because you work during this time frame.
No, I don't.
You don't work on Fridays? Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, and then so I will be here this Wednesday from 5 to 7 to take absentee ballots. I will be here Friday, 9 to 11 to take absentee ballots. And then I have training in Montello 2 to 4 with the county clerk and with the sheriff's department. And it's about if somebody comes into your election site in a threatening manner, to calm them down. I think you took it today. Did you take it today? Yeah. What else? The pre-lat test of our voting equipment will be for the April 2nd election, will take place on Monday, March 25th at 6 p.m. And that is gonna be in the paper this week, and it'll be posted out there when I leave. The sample ballots will be posted on the board when I leave, and that'll all be on the website also. What else?
The absentee ballots information is on the website right now, because that's where I got it from.
Election poll workers. I have myself, I have Laura Payne, I have Sherry Kaka, I have Linda Bennett, I have Lorraine Ruck, I have Carol Saberi. I contacted Susan Porfilio. She is away, so she wants to work at the fall election, so I told her to keep her on the call list. I do have 2 new people that I have emailed and I'm waiting back to hear from them. I got their names from the county clerk. They said that they would like to help with the election. And then Peggy Szymanski, I left her a message. I haven't heard back from her yet.
Okay. I don't think Jean Urbach's doing it
No,
anymore.
I talked to her too.
Yeah, she
is-
told me when I met her.
She said it's
retired. She retired.
So do we have to approve the hiring of those 2 new people?
I haven't heard back from her yet.
Well, considering that this is March 18th and you're gonna need them on April 2nd, when do you get, how do you do board approval?
So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
4,
7.
5, 6, 7, or 6 that I have.
Did you count yourself?
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 for sure. Well, and 7 if Peggy calls me back.
You gotta make a motion to approve those 7.
I think so, and then,
Make that motion to approve the 7.
Second.
any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Did you have any other updates on the election?
I don't think so. It's been a learning process.
I'm sure. And we did get the absentee ballot envelopes, where we will have them?
Nope, I have them, they're all sent up.
Okay.
They are mailed.
They're all mailed.
The absentee ballots that people registered to get absentee.
Okay, for those that have registered.
Yeah.
Um,
Those were sent last week, Tuesday.
okay. And Marquette County did get a grant on behalf of everyone in the county for paying for those ballot envelopes. So, it's in there, okay? I don't have any other questions. I reached out to a couple of different people, companies, regarding cleaning the building inside. It's pretty dirty, and before we can move forward with discussing either leasing out the building or how we want to use it going forward, it needs a thorough cleaning. The one place that responded was Ridgeway Construction LLC, and they gave us a quote of $2,500, and that includes, I believe, the inside of the storage facility, bathrooms. They have the equipment to get up to the ceiling in that building. We need to clean out the lights. We need to remove some things that are suspended from the ceiling. And they would require half down to get started, and the other half when the project is finished. They quoted me on a couple of other things, kind of tossing around looking at, but we're not taking any action on that. At this point in time, I'd like to get some more quotes. We have a problem with there not being any gutters on the building, and when it rains, when the snow melts, whatever the case may be, in order to get in the building, you have to go through the rain, the snow, everything that's melting, and it's actually worn out the cement sidewalk that goes between the two buildings. We're in by the doors, where you go into the doors, so that's why you see that on here.
But you're saying that that's not a part of what we're looking at?
No, I'm just looking at right now the $2,500. We'd like to get the building clean. I have had people reach out to me about possibly storing things there, paying a fee, trucks, pontoons, boats, RVs, different kinds of things, and you know, we could get a few in there and make some steady income with that building. But we need to discuss that further down the road as to how we'd, ideas for using the building and generating some income for the town.
So when you talk about thorough cleaning, does that mean just a power wash, or is it painting, or what's the scope of?
We talked about power washing, but all the light fixtures in there have to be cleaned out. The floor has to have a special cleaning due to oil and some other things that are on the floor. The upstairs office needs a thorough cleaning. The areas around the furnace and the boiler. There's a few dead things in there. And the windows, the doors, we're just talking top to bottom, wall to wall.
But no painting?
Not in the main building. If anything was painted, we'd look at possibly doing the kitchen area where the bathrooms are.
From what you described, I think $2,500 is a reasonable price.
I mean, they're gonna bring equipment in there to be able to get all the way up to the top and
Let's just do it to clean the lights.
take those lights
Lights
apart.
and all that stuff, that's a
There's a
job.
lot of bugs and things
That's a job.
in there, so.
You don't have any other bids?
No one else responded with a bid.
Was it, I don't remember the bid being posted anywhere.
You don't have to post for a bid when it's under, you expect expectations under a specific dollar amount.
So how would anybody know that you were looking for cleaning other than if they were at the meeting here?
Well, I contacted different people, a couple other people contacted people, and they just got in touch with me. It was verbal, it's cleaning.
So this is Ridgeway Construction is there, oh, it's gonna do it.
Yeah.
And you clean.
Actually, no, Tony Severi knows them pretty well, don't you?
It'd be my daughter's fiance. He owns a major construction company, and the thing was, is he wanted to, when I talked to him, you know, about the cleaning and stuff like that, one of his concerns was the gutters on the building. Because he's in the concern that it's gonna start destroying the found underneath the building, washing it out. If it hasn't already started flowing out, the sand out from underneath. So that's why he put a bid in for both buildings to put gutters on them and have them properly drained away from the buildings.
So who's the man that, or woman, because I can't read the signature, who signed it?
Tron Griffith.
Pardon
His
me?
name is Tron Griffith.
It's Tron. I did obtain, because in the past, we received some bids. Molly Buchholz had received some information on doing the gutters and downspouts previously. So I have now located that information, and I'm gonna reach out to that company. I'd like to get more information on the gutters and the downspouts rather than just this one here. But the type of cleaning we're looking to do in the building is a little bit more extensive than just calling somebody who, like the village uses somebody to clean their fire department, other areas do. This is a bigger job.
I'll make that motion to approve $2,500.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None? It'll be $2,500. You're gonna wanna use the Ridgeway Construction name with it. Okay. Marquette County has been doing the weed spraying for our town. It's 24.43 miles total that they've been handling for us. And Ryan Tributowski had reached out to me a couple weeks ago And I said, well, we kind of need to have some cost estimates. And he got this to me today, knowing that the meeting was tonight, otherwise I certainly would have gotten out to each and every one of you sooner. But this is the estimate for this year's treatment, and it's pretty well broken out. Or roadside spraying would occur April and May. First cutting with spray, July 4th weekends, around that time. And then another cutting with no spray. And then a second, or that's the first cutting with no spray. A second cutting wouldn't be completed until October of this year. You've probably seen them out on the roads. I mean, this is town-wide. Very little to any spraying has ever been done around Lawrence Lake, so we would follow the same. You all have that, you have this one?
No?
This is real specific as to where the treatment occurs. So.
Can you explain the first cutting with spray at 2,300 versus the first cutting no spray at 12,000?
Because I'll have to mow everything.
So they mow everything first, right?
If they do a first cutting, no spray.
No spray.
So what's the first cutting with spray?
That's, the top two would be together. Roadside spraying with first cutting and spray.
She'll give you the roads that they're gonna do. Basically, 2/3 of the township roads they're gonna spray. That's up, that's the first, what?
What are they spraying for?
Well, parsnip, weeds, brush, whatnot.
You get the roads around the lake, we have to worry about chemical runoff, so it's not done in that area.
You kind of like to stay away from the lake. You don't want to be spraying around the lake whatsoever.
So if you're doing it
So that's
with,
second, so that's the second one.
so if you're doing it with spray, why is that less than what doing it without spray? It's still a cutting. I'm not sure.
It takes less time. When you spray, it takes less time than when actually you're out there mowing.
I'm pretty sure we've seen them all out there doing it throughout the course of the year.
It's just a spray.
Maybe you didn't, but it's been done.
Yeah, it's spray.
This is nothing new, Carol. You've been
This
at
is
the
every
meetings.
year.
Last year we did this.
I'm not questioning, I'm just trying to understand what's being said here. It says first cutting with spray to be completed prior to July 4th weekend, $2,300. It says first cutting with no spray to be completed prior to July 4th weekend, $12,000. So
That's
I
the
don't
mowing.
First cutting, no spray means we do no spraying whatsoever and they mow it all.
And they mow all of it.
So it's just the mowing versus, so are you doing all 4 items or are you just gonna do 1, 2, and, or 2 and 3 optional?
Well, I don't think we are optional. I think we do we can approve it right here for the whole program. And, I mean, I really don't see us doing this piecemeal.
But then what is the roadside spraying at for $7,700? I'm not sure the
That's-
difference between the $7,700 and the $2,300.
Whatever you wanna do. If you wanna spray, we're gonna do 1, 2, and 4. If you don't wanna spray, we'll do 3.
Okay. So we do have a menu here as opposed
No.
to doing all 4.
Yeah, this is what we did last year
And the year before.
and the year before.
It's a duplicate of what we've been doing.
I didn't see it last year, so I don't know what you're talking about sometimes.
What are they using for spray, John?
What did they use?
Atrazine, something. Those colored pictures of them.
Escort. Escort is the basic chemical they're using.
And this is supposed to be you're supposed to stay away from the lake with this?
No,
No, but
No.
we've stayed away from the lake because the lake roads with runoff concerns in some of the areas.
What about ponds next to the road?
They don't do Third there where there's a pond. They don't do that road at all.
I've got ponds next to mine.
open sites, another herbicide,
Say it again.
open site.
Okay. And escort.
That's for broadleaves, woody plants,
Yeah.
invasives, noxious weeds.
Garlic mustard.
I know, I feel it's necessary for us to do this, maintain the roads and noxious weeds we have to take care of. It's not optional.
So.
We always did all of these in the past, the last few years, correct?
No.
Everything that's listed on here, or did we not?
No.
You take 2 or 3.
You take, yeah.
Take 3 off.
Yeah, you take 2 or 3.
3.
So we would take 3 off.
3 off.
So we wanna do it with the spray.
Correct. So actually, you know, if you wanna do with spray, it's gonna be $2,000 less than if you mowed all of it, both times.
So it'd be 10,000 instead of 12,000.
Correct.
You know, when it says using a flail mower, how much roadside do we have that we can't, where we can't use a flail mower? Where it's could be an issue if it's not cut.
There isn't that much, no.
If there is, where would it be, you know?
Well, it'd be, obviously, you know, if there isn't any water hole or any ditches that are so-called steep down,
Okay.
can't be spraying or can't mow there.
Can't
or
mow,
what.
okay.
No.
Have the landowners advised before they spray?
No.
No. Well, what they try to do, obviously, is stay away from lawns,
Stay away from what?
people's lawns,
Okay.
you know, and if you know, if there is anything that people don't want us to spray for some reason or whatnot, why,
It doesn't matter to me.
you gotta
Yeah.
let us know.
Anything that's already mowed, they don't.
Yeah, basically anything that's mowed already, or your lawn, or whatever you wanna mow, they don't.
Well, will this schedule be posted on the website so that people know the spraying may occur?
I really don't know the answer to that. I mean, as far as providing us with a schedule when they're gonna do 20-some miles of roads. I don't know if that's possible.
It's very tricky,
This
obviously.
schedule, I mean, it's all weather dependent and.
Yeah, it's all wet.
But at
If
least,
it's gonna, wind's gonna blow.
well, but this at least would at least give people some information as opposed to not knowing at all what's gonna happen. When we don't have all the residents here.
So this will be
Affected by
done
it.
before July 4th, right? Is that what
Well,
you're contracted for right now?
Well, it depends on, I
They
mean,
spray in April, mid-May.
There's a spray in late April to mid-May,
Okay,
and then there's another one that will occur prior to the July 4th weekend,
okay.
and then another one will be prior to October 1st.
But did we settle for all of them?
That's what's being proposed.
Okay.
they're not gonna spray,
They're only gonna spray once.
One time spray 'em.
spray once.
Oh, okay,
And the rest just mowing, regular mowing the ditches, is that what it is?
okay, okay. So it might be.
I wish they'd do it more.
So the total is $22,000 for the entire year.
I'll make that motion to approve, 22,000.
They do obey the do not spray signs too that can people put on their ditches. They do obey those.
I will second that motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, none? Okay. Like anything, though, you see that cost has gone up from what it was last year. Okay. I will take care of getting that signature. I scribbled on mine, so you mind if I just do it here? Okay? Let me just do this right away. Save us some time. There you go. Okay, meeting dates. April 2nd is the election. Tuesday, April 16th at 6 p.m. we'll start the annual meeting. Immediately followed by the regular town board meeting.
But this is a Tuesday, not the typical Monday.
Annual meeting is always on a Tuesday as required per statute. Those dates will all be posted, April calendar will be updated, so everyone has that information. I will entertain a motion to adjourn. All those
And there
in
we go.
favor? Aye.
Aye.
No. Thank you for coming, everyone.